right, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue year 5 with our San Jose Sharks. Not going too well. The whole year has been kind of an up and down affair. We haven't been able to put a ground between ourselves and 500 basically. But actually, recently before the trade deadline, we've actually been on a 5-game winning streak. Won 6 of 7, which is decent. All right, we put ourselves 32, 24, and 4, which it's still not great, but it's actually not that bad. If we can continue this, we can be a playoff team. We sit second in the Pacific Division. There may be other teams who have played less games played than us, right? But I was putting the question to you guys in the last video, what should we do? Should we make a trade? Should we be a rebuilding team? Should we try to pick up somebody to help out the team for this year? And for the most part, I was, you guys were saying, oh, hang on a second, let me just go to edit lines there. You guys were saying that we should just go on a full-on rebuild for some reason. This team, it's just not working. You got to trade away guys like Joe Pavelski, Blake Wheeler, Kucherov. You got to wait to get better. Even Couture and Ben, I saw some comments for, right? But the old guys, the Pavelskis and the Wheelers, they got to go apparently. Brodziak as well down there, third-line center. And then defensively, Shattenkirk. And, it was just Shattenkirk that really had to go, you guys were saying, because he's not getting too much better. And him and Carlson on the first line should be enough to do something, but they're not getting it done. So we got 3 players that I don't want to trade away. I mean, they're veterans, for God's sakes. They're right in their prime, too, but not happening. And we went back with Ryan Miller before the trade deadline here, and I guess he's actually won us some games. So we're going to run with Ryan Miller, see if we can make the playoffs. But we're not going to make any trades. We're not going to acquire anything, and we're not going to try to give up anything. If we're going to trade away the players, we're going to trade away them in the offseason because I believe all of our high trade value players have more than 1 year left. So we might as well hold on to them for right now. Carlson, well, we're gonna sign Carlson. He's only 27 years old. Carlson, Gallagher, you're going to sign Gallagher. Honka, you're going to sign Honka. Dwight King, you can re-sign Dwight King, and then everybody else has like 2 or 3 years left, so you can trade them in the offseason for a better pick. No need trading for assets that I think would make our team better, because if I make a bunch of trades and we don't make the playoffs, it looks real bad. Do we have any draft picks this year? We got a San Jose draft pick and a Tampa Bay draft pick. All right, so let's just see where Tampa Bay lines up here. Where are they? Tampa Bay, there they are. They're up there in first place in the Atlantic Division, so they're not going anywhere. And, we were down there in second. So I was thinking about doing some line changes. We've actually won, 5 in a row and 6 of 7. So let's keep the lines the way they are right now. But if we start to lose, I think I want to bring Blake Wheeler up to the first line and the sniper down to the second line with Pavelski and Gallagher. What's his name? Kucherov, right? Yeah, Kucherov. All right. So we're not going to make any trades here. No need. I don't know what to expect out of this team. All we can try to do is hope for a playoff run, and you never know, man. A good playoff run could turn everything around about this whole season. All right, so there's a loss, 2-1 loss. I'll go one more here. Hang on. Let's just pass the trade deadline without making anything happen. We don't have to have anything happen. There you go. Continue. All right, so 35, 25, and 4. There's a lot of games left. I think. There you go. There's a win. All right. There's a few games left. We can definitely make the playoffs, but we got to get these wins, these regulation wins. Doesn't matter if we get overtime losses now because we're too close to 500 if you add up the wins and the total losses. So there you go. This is what we need. We need wins. So I'm going to keep the lines the same way they are right now. But if we lose 2 in a row, I'll switch it up. All right, but there you go. That's some good goal-scoring support there. And Ryan Miller, if you can just... There you go. We lost 4-5. Couldn't get 1 point out of it. That's a regulation loss. All right, so if we lose one more, I think I might go Kucherov to the second line. Got to bring up that defense on the first line, help out the defensive aspects of the game. There's another win. All right, so we're up to 74 points, boys. If we can win another 20 games, that's up to not 20 games, 10 games. That's up to 94 points. There you go. There's another win. Ryan Miller's doing it right now for us. We're losing, but we're coming back and we're winning too. We're losing, then we're coming back and winning too. That's what we needed the whole year. We didn't have the whole year. All right, Winnipeg. Ooh, we lost in overtime to Winnipeg, though. They're a team that we're probably going to be competing with if we fall into a wild card spot. So that's a big one. All right, so game against the Flames. Yeah, I got to run with Ryan Miller. Screw going to Ernest Chiarelli. Ryan Miller's our man right now. He's got to get it done for the San Jose Sharks. Come back with a win. There you go. See what I mean about Ryan Miller? Loses a game in overtime, comes back with a win. We actually might have just salvaged this season, boys. I don't want to jinx us just yet, but I mean, why should we stop playing good? We're playing good right now. Keep it up, boys. I don't need to make any line change. Ooh, there's a 7-2 loss. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to give Ryan Miller one more break for the next game. All right, Ernest Chiarelli, you're going to come in. We're going to get the game against the Colorado Avalanche done. And then after that, we got, 2, 5, 9, 12, 13. 13 games remaining. We can get to 50 wins. That's not going to happen. We got to win 13 in a row, basically. Where do we sit? Still second in the Pacific Division. Wild card is somewhere around, 74 points, like the final wild card position, 74, 75. Chicago gets in, and then Minnesota, I think, gets in ahead of Edmonton. So it's around 75 points. So we're only 2 games out of being a wild card team, right? If every other Western Conference team wins. So big game against, some big games here. That's a big game against the Vancouver Canucks. Big game against the Edmonton Oilers. All right, yeah, some big games coming up. Colorado, though, it's not that much of a game. So, yeah, we'll get Ernest Chiarelli in there, and then I got to go back to Ryan Miller for the 2 big games. All right, look at Joe Pavelski leading our team in goals. That's why I didn't want to get rid of him. He just tears it up on that second-line center position. Come on, answer back with a win. We can't have a regulation loss. There you go. Big win for Ernest Chiarelli. All right, but even though Ernest Chiarelli is the goalie for that game, we're going back to Ryan Miller. All right, Ryan Miller's the man. He's got us into this run right here at the end of the season. And actually, I haven't had to change Kucherov around, so that's been good. So let's go these 2 games here. Vancouver and Edmonton. Come on, these are big games right here. Come on, don't have a regulation loss. I'll take the points. Don't give me a regulation loss. Let's see. 28 regulation loss. That hurts. That hurts against a team like Vancouver as well. Come on, Edmonton. Ooh, they've been buried a little bit. There you go. So Ryan Miller, he loses 1, answers back with a win, though. All right, that's the important part. All right, we're there. I mean, we still just need to guarantee ourselves a few more wins here. There's enough games to get it done, but if we can get to 44 wins, they're 5 wins, man. I think that's enough. I think that would be enough. So come on, here we go, all the way up to Detroit. Come on now. I don't want to make any line changes. We've been winning games since 4 or 5 games before the trade deadline. There's no reason to change anything. All right, come on. There's 40 wins on the season. We're starting to put some ground between us and 500 now. Here we go. There you go. Ryan Miller takes this team on a 3-game winning streak right at the right time, unlike the Toronto freaking Maple Leafs. I'll talk about that later. I don't want to jinx them, though. All right, here we go. Buffalo Sabres, Eastern Conference team. So if we lose, that's not the end of the world. There you go. But we get the 2 points, which is big. Another Eastern Conference team. Not the end of the world if we get an overtime loss or something. But we come back with a win. Oh my God, boys! I think we've come back and become a playoff team all of a sudden. A horrible regular season, but maybe the poise all these players are starting to really turn around here. All I know is we've won 6 in a row and 7 of 8, which is great. All right, so. Yeah, Ryan Miller, I think you've just given us a playoff spot right there. I don't think we have to worry about anything anymore. 93 points. Wild card position is 83, so we're 10 points ahead of wild card. I don't know. I don't think we're going to lose every single game in regulation from here to the end of the season, right? So, no, I think we're in. I think we're in, boys. So we'll stop it 2 games before, just in case we lose 3 straight. Never know. The Leafs have lost 6 straight. It can happen. Come on now. Keep winning here. This is the perfect time. Yeah, this is the perfect time of the year to start winning. It's actually really good, too, because we don't have a goalie controversy into the playoffs. So I'm going to squash that before we even get there. It's Ryan Miller. For sure it is Ryan Miller. And if he starts to lose a few games, then we can go to Ernest Chiarelli as the backup. But Ryan Miller is clearly the starting goalie for this team. He's earning that $4 million a year. Absolutely. All right, WHL for 6 weeks. All right, so a few more games here. Pittsburgh, Anaheim, Minnesota, and LA. And we won another one. Jesus, yeah, we're in the playoffs. We are in the playoffs for sure. We've made it. We've officially made it. That's 97 points. I'd say we've officially grabbed a playoff spot with that. 97 points, first in the Pacific Division. Man, the Pacific Division is in shambles this year. But very good, 97 points. I mean, that's good for 4th in the NHL right now we've turned ourselves into. I mean, Jesus. I don't think... Dallas. No, I don't think we're going to catch Dallas for that President's Trophy, but Jesus, man, that was, what an end to the year. So let's go 2 more games here. If we can go into the playoffs on a 10-game winning streak, that would be incredible. Yeah, there's another win. I don't know what it is about the San Jose Sharks, boys. This simulation engine is crazy at the best of times. Holy crap. But we had a pretty bad regular season to the start. There you go. There's our first loss in a while. So we're back down to earth a little bit. But, the beginning of the year, it's not like we fell behind, but we were just at 500 the whole time. And then all of a sudden, the trade deadline showed up, and I guess the players got confidence that their GM didn't trade them away, gave them the chance to make the playoffs, and they all showed up. And look at this. I mean, they went freaking Jesus, man. They tore it up towards the end of the year. 48, 29, and 5. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I know I wasn't. Holy crap, all right? So, Tampa Bay Lightning, 106 points, but we are firmly in third in the NHL with 101 points, and we have home ice advantage through the first 2 rounds. All right? I mean, that's, well, unless there's more games to be played here. So, let's continue here. There you go. All right, so our first game in round 1 is up against the Winnipeg Jets. Back in October, I told you I wanted 47 wins, and you ended up with 48. All of a sudden, this has turned into a great year. You know, we started off bad, and then all of a sudden, gee, we just turned it around. I don't know what to make of that. 14 games above 500, which is great. If you add in the overtime losses. Yeah, I mean, great year. Absolutely great year. Let's compare it to some of the last years, just to see if we did actually have like a weird turnaround year here. So 235 goals for, third best that we've ever had, all right? So we didn't score as many goals as we did before. Yeah, that makes sense. But 205 goals against, we've been the best offensively that we have been in the last 2 years. I think that's Ryan Miller right there. That's the difference. Ryan Miller, the starting goalie, all right? And that's given us 101 points, the third best we've had in 5 years. So a big comeback from last year. A big freaking comeback from last year. I did not want to, miss the playoffs 2 years in a row with this team, especially with the team that we have. And now we get to salvage this year. You never know. It could be an amazing year, especially the way that we're playing right now. We're playing like a Stanley Cup winning team right now. So I don't know. This could be an interesting year. But now it's time to pay attention to these stats because we got to figure out why we've been playing so good and keep this running throughout the playoffs. So our power play really, that's goals for per game. So our goals for per game came around. We may not have any individual studs, but I'm pretty sure we got some good depth goal scoring on this team now. Goals against per game, 2.50. It's not the greatest. It's certainly not a good playoff stat, but you know what? We're in the playoffs. We're scoring goals. We're getting support from Ryan Miller. I'm fine. Power play percentage, 19th in the NHL. So our power play is actually pretty bad, but even with the bad power play, we're still way up there, right? So, interesting. Times power on the power play. Yeah, we're one of the least teams on the power play as well, with one of the worst power plays. So that doesn't make sense. Our power play is really bad. Penalty kill percentage, one of the best. So, we got some good things. We got some bad things on this team. Our home record, 27-12-2. Our away record, 21-17-3. And our last 10 at 9-1-0. So, we're the same level as the Islanders when coming into the playoffs. Yeah, basically, us and the Islanders and LA are like the hottest teams in the playoffs right now. So that's real good news for us. Player stats for the season. So let's do a individual stat wrap up here. Let's see what kind of season our top 6 had. Because if we scored that many goals, somebody had to have points. Maybe even our third and fourth liners got points this year. Who knows? All right, but let's see here. So Logan Couture, 66 points in 82 games played. That is one of his worst seasons. Not for goals. Goals, it's been consistent, right? But he just didn't have, I guess, the sniper. It was the right-wing sniper that didn't produce this year. If that right-wing sniper had like 25, 30 goals, he'd be up there with 70-something assists. So, good year for Logan Couture. He's a +9, all right? And Jamie Benn, same thing. I think if he had that right wing, he had the 24 goals. The assists would be a little bit up there. They're hovering around 70-point games, which I want from these guys. But damn, Jamie Benn, I didn't even realize that about him. He takes that many penalty minutes per year? Jeez. Might have to worry about that. 101 penalty minutes for Jamie Wheeler. Jamie Benn. Blake Wheeler up next, 55 points on that second line. As a second liner, those are great stats, right? Like, that's what we want out of our second liners, the 50-point season. So that's a great year. Joe Pavelski, that's a great year. 54 points, 26 goals. That's a great year. And Gallagher, basically 50 points with 22 goals. So, you got 3 20-goal scorers on the second line. The second line is tearing it up. And I think the first line is only held back by this Nikita Kucherov, right? If he had that 30 goals like he had last year, I think that would help out Jamie Benn and what's his name? Logan, right? But he's still getting better. He's only 24 years old. Maybe his shot gets better for next year. That helps it out. But you got some good depth goal scoring there with Logan, Benn, Wheeler, Pavelski, Gallagher, and Kucherov, right? Like your top 6, they have some good depth goal scoring in there. So I actually like that. Brodziak's got 32 points on the third line. That's a lot. Palmieri, 25. That's decent. 15 goals as well. So you got some third line goal scoring right there, actually. Lemieux, 20. McLaren, Lewis, and Dwight King. So McLaren actually has some points too. I always want like 70, 50, and 30 for the first, second, and third line, right? Hypothetically, like that's an amazing team. If you have everybody on the first line, 70 points, 50 points for the second line, and then 30 points from the third line. And we almost have it here. here. I mean, the first line almost got the 70 points. The second line basically all had 50 points. And the third line, I mean, two guys who were basically 30-point goals, and a fourth guy, or a third guy, who's got 10 goals, but still getting better, right? So, yeah, we're a depth goal-scoring team this year. We might even have some defensemen who are scoring goals. And look at this. All of our defensemen putting goals in. 8 goals, 9 goals, 6 goals, 8 goals, 3 goals, 7 goals. So every single one of our defensemen are putting in goals as well, right? You got like, I wouldn't say you have 3, but, you know, we got like 2 20-goal scorers if you add up your defensemen. Points. Shattenkirk, that's more like it. That's what we need. Eric Carlson, 39 points. That's not really that much, but at least he's a plus player. They're all plus players, which is good. And goalies, Ernest Shirelli, he had a few good games there at the end, but the MVP of the year, Ryan Miller, 2.36 goals against average, 43, 23, and 2. Save percentage of 92.46. Shutouts, 9. All right, this guy was the reason that we're in the playoffs. So thank you very much, Ryan Miller. Let me go back to that for a second. Let me just check out the NHL stats for you guys to compare. We're 5 years in now, so there's probably different players that are leading the league in certain stats. Or maybe not leading, but like that they're right there, you know? So let's just see here. NHL. Goals for the NHL. Stamkos, Steen, 40. Patrick Sharp, Ovechkin, Reed Boucher. Here's a new guy we haven't seen too much about. There you go. You can take a look at his stats. Crosby, Vanek, and Backstrom for goals. Assists, Yakupov, Tavares, Galchenyuk, Sagan, Boychuk, Giroux, Zetterberg, and Gabrick. And points, Stamkos, Ovechkin, Sagan, Tavares, Zetterberg, Vanek, Backstrom, Galchenyuk, Gabrick. All right, there you go. Where's Crosby? Jesus, Crosby only 72 points. What the hell are you doing, Crosby? Said the kid. All right, so, oh my God, what am I doing? Jesus. I forgot defensemen, and I forgot, well, I don't even really show goalies. Goalies are all over the place, but defensemen. Let me just quickly show the defenseman goals, because you know how I showed you guys that we all had like 8, 9 goals, like all that kind of stuff for the defense? Let's compare that to the rest of the NHL. NHL defensemen, so let's see, goals. So yeah, I mean, well, actually these guys had a lot. But you can see how, like, when it gets to here, we had a bunch of defensemen around, like, we didn't have any defensemen with, like, I think we had one with 3 goals, but everybody else, I think, had 7 or more. So, I mean, it's good. Points, are we up there? I don't think so. No, we're not. All right, that's okay. Goalies, games played, Ryan Miller, Carey Price. There you go. You got some 60 game played goalies now. Wins, but it's always going to be the human player with the most wins. Save percentage, that doesn't count. He didn't play that many games played. Bernier looks like, oh my God, 46 games played only for Jonathan Bernier. Yeah, the goalie stats are still all over the place. Whatever. All right, so there you go, boys. There is the now successful year 5, I suppose. But I want your opinions, you know, line changes. Was it just a fluke? Was it just waiting to happen? Was it just a matter of time with this team that we have? I don't know. Let me know. And there is the playoff tree, all right? San Jose versus Winnipeg, LA, Phoenix, Dallas, Minnesota, Colorado, Chicago, Tampa, Buffalo, Florida, Toronto, Islanders, Ottawa, and the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Devils. All right, boys, so I'll see you in round 1, and that's coming up next.